Hi everyone, it's Joanne from Everyday Alignment, and this is the first in the series. It's all about money energy, and thank you for joining me for these experiments. This is the first one, and it's all going to be around the words that you use when you're talking about your money. And I want you to take this and I want you to try it for a week, and then keep that practice going. But I just want you to be really conscious of it. Because when we first do things, they feel awkward. We're so used to talking about money in a certain way. We're so used to kind of, when we're talking to other people about our money, moaning about it. We're used to complaining. We're used to using certain words. Sometimes we even use certain language to kind of, try and keep our family members informed that they just can't do what they want because we feel like, our finances just won't support it. We use a certain language all the time, and it kind of keeps us in a very stuck place from an energetic level. Now, it's not to say that you're going to turn these words around and then suddenly you're going to look in your bank account one day and there's going to be £1 million in there, or $1 million, wherever you are in the world. But it is going to say that you're going to start changing your energy around money, and words are really powerful. I've watched some really interesting videos recently, actually, that talking about words are spells, and that's why at school we learn spelling. It's very interesting, and this is because words have an energy all of their own. Okay, you know yourself that if someone says something to you and their words are harsh, or their words are very critical, or you feel like someone's just being mean or putting you down, you feel that energy. You can feel that inside of you, and you can feel the stress in your body and your cells reacting to all of that. But we also do that to ourselves. So the way we're talking to ourselves about money all the time also puts that stress on our body, and our energy changes. And you wouldn't be on this channel if you weren't into energy and vibration and all that sort of thing, because I talk about it all the time. Everything I do is kind of around that. And, if our energy isn't in a good place, we are attracting different things. I've talked before about, we're on a vibrational level, and you can almost call it the law of resonance. So whatever we resonate with, we attract in our life. So, if lack is down here, but you're feeling abundant, you're on a different energy level. But if your energy comes down because of the word you're using and the way you're talking about money on a day-to-day basis, you're going to kind of come down and match that vibration of lack. It's a bit like a radio, tuning into your favourite radio channel. And, you can tune into it just through your energy, just by changing your words and just making it a new habit. And this is the key thing. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about words that are all around, money energy? Well, it's these sort of things, and I've got some written down just so that I can go through them. And, and as I say these words, I don't even like saying them, actually, because I don't like the energy of them, but I feel like I have to, because this is what the video is all about. So when I say some of these words, I'm not going to put I am in front of it, because I also feel it affects my energy, even though I'm kind of doing this video. But words like I can't, okay, we all use that all the time. Words like I hope, because hope is kind of a wistful thing, and it's almost saying that I don't have. Words like skint and broke. Now, I'm guilty of using these. I'm going to put my hand up. Put your hand up if you use those words. Okay. But, think of the word skint. Just sounds. You can feel the energy of it. It just doesn't sound right. The word broke. Broke. What's that saying? I'm broken. Things are broken. It's just, not a good word. Struggling. Challenging, although slightly positive, more positive if it's used in a certain way. But, struggling and challenging, they're not what I'd call like positive words. Things when you say there's no way out. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling desperate. All these words are kind of, they've got an energy of their own. And, if you just sort of kind of stop and feel the energy of those words just for a moment, I don't want any of you to stay there, because, we don't want to stay with the energy of those words, but they just feel horrible. They just make you feel horrible. And yet, when we're talking about our money, some people some people, I've been guilty of it, and I know that, you will too. But we've been guilty of using those words like on a day-to-day basis. Whenever we're talking about our money, we're kind of reinforcing it. How many times in the last week have you said, I'm skint? How many times in the last week have you come out with phrases like, well, I'll never be rich, so, why bother? How many times have you said to people, I can't do that because I'm broke? How many times have you said, I can't afford it? Okay? It's just, those words are just stopping you from that flow of abundance. And it's almost like, if you imagine, right, so nature is abundant, okay? We've talked about this before, you've only got to look at nature outside and you will see that it just does not stop growing. Everything is like that in life. There is more money being printed every day, okay? And there is more than enough of it to go round this whole world. It's just that we're kind of keeping that energy at bay because we're not matching it. We're not up here matching that energy of abundance. We're down here thinking in lack, using words that represent lack, okay? But let's say you've got a ball and you've got a pool, and that feeling of lack is almost like forcing that ball that wants to float under the water and kind of holding it there. That's what it feels like. And, it's almost like you don't want to let it go because you want to control it so much. And, when we talk about abundance, you're almost keeping it from you because you're not letting go of that control. And it's almost like if you let go of that ball and you just let it bob back to the surface and you let it be free and you let it bob about as it wants, you're allowing that natural flow. And that's what abundance is like. Abundance wants to flow to us, but we're stopping it by the way we're talking about it and the energy that we're creating around that with our words. So over the next week, I think it's probably a good idea perhaps to use your phone or something like that. You want something that's not permanent, because we don't want to keep a record of these words that you're using that aren't serving you, these words that kind of represent more lack on an energy level. But, maybe on your phone or something like that, just keep a note of the phrases that you're using all the time. So if you're saying to somebody, I can't afford that all the time, whether it's a family member, a friend or a colleague, make a note of it, okay? And it's also good to try and make a mental note of how many times you're saying it. Is it something you're saying several times a day? Is it something you're saying a few times a week? Because what we say most of the time becomes our default setting. That's what we focus on the most. That's what we attract into our life. So just make a note of the most common phrases you say. And if you say any positive phrases about money, by all means put them there. But, I bet that when you start this, it's probably mainly the phrases and words that represent lack. So just make a note of those things that you're saying, because we just want to, in this exercise, just be conscious of those words, okay? And as you go through, start thinking of other ways that you can say things, okay? Because you might be saying to me, well, I can't afford it, I do feel broke, I do feel skint, what am I supposed to do? And what you need to do is just turn those words around into something that's more of a positive phrase, okay? So things like some of the phrases, I can't afford it, okay? I know I use that sometimes, and I almost stop myself, because I'm like, don't use that. Don't keep saying you can't afford it, okay? Another phrase you could use is, I'm choosing not to buy that at this time. Or, I'm choosing to do this instead because I've got different priorities, okay? Or, that's not a priority for me right now. Or, I'm going to look for something that I consider to be better value, and something that I like, just as much, or I like more. You can feel the energy of those phrases is different. So I'm not saying that you start going, oh, I can afford everything, I can buy what I want, if you don't feel that way. But you're starting to shift those phrases into something that's a little bit more positive. One of the most powerful phrases you can actually use is the I am. And often we put that I am in front of a lot of these negative words that kind of, make us feel that lack, make us feel that we're not at one with this energy and money. So start using I am phrases in a different way as well. So take what phrases you're using that are kind of like focused on lack and start switching those around. So, You might want to use phrases like, I am abundant. I just love that. It's simple. If you look around you, if you're watching this video, you're abundant, yeah? Because you've probably got a phone or a computer or this, that and the other. If you've got electricity to plug your phone in, you're abundant. You know, if you've got a house and you're sitting in a nice comfortable room watching this video, you are abundant, okay? In fact, I think someone said if you've got money in your wallet, if you've got a roof over your head and you've got a car that you drive, then you're amongst the richest people in the world, because, you know, there's millions of people out there that just don't have the sort of same things that we've got. So I am abundant is true, and we can always look for ways that we are abundant, and we're going to cover that much more in another video. You can also say things like, I am good at budgeting, or if you don't feel like you're quite there yet, you could say things like, I am getting really good at budgeting. You know, I am turning things around. I am making it work for me. I am attracting more money into my life. I am attracting everything I need. I am always fully supported. I always attract the support I need. I am always fully supported by the universe. All of those phrases have got just totally different energy about them than they have, you know, if you start using the I am phrase with words that kind of represent lack, you know, and you can just feel that there. It just feels so very different. Another couple of things that you can use are words that begin with I have. I have. It represents abundance because you have something, okay? So start focusing on what you do have, okay? So you might not feel that you've got the money that you'd like in your bank account right this moment, but just focus on what you do have, you know. I have a fridge full of food, you know. I am abundant. I have a house and all my bills are paid this month. Therefore, I am abundant, okay? I have is just a totally different energy, so use that one. Another one to do, which is really good and also a really good energy word, and that is I love. So using the phrase I love before things is just, it's neutral, but it's also a really positive energy word. So things like, you know, oh, I love it when unexpected money comes to me. I love it when someone surprises me with a gift that I didn't expect. You know, I love it that I've gone for this great picnic today with my friends, and, you know, we've had a great time, and it, you know, on a budget or something like that. Just these words, I love, I love, I love. I love how I'm getting better with budgeting, you know. I love all the things that my money's brought me so far. You know, I love how when I look around me, I can see all the abundance in my life. So just those phrases, you know, just even saying them on this video is kind of, I can feel my energy raising there. We've already talked about the word abundant. Also, something like, I'm so lucky. I say that a lot. And I'm not saying because I think we create our reality. We don't have to rely on luck. But I think when I say I am lucky, it's me recognising that I have a lot in life to appreciate. I have a lot in life to be grateful for. Okay, so using things like, you know, okay, you might not feel like you have all the money that you want right now, but I'm really lucky that I get to live in a nice house, or I get to, you know, put petrol in my car, or I get to, you know, have great meals and eat out or socialise with my friends, all those sorts of things. Another thing is I am good at, or you could even say I am getting good at. If you feel that a phrase is moving you too quickly from one thing to another, something like I'm getting really good at managing my money. You know, month on month I can see progress, and I can see that there's a shift, and I am getting really good at managing my money, at budgeting, at finding new ways to attract more abundance and more money into my life. Okay, now that feels good saying that. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. What you keep telling yourself, you will start to create in your life. We are an energetic universe, okay? Everything is connected. So when the energy of your words are just put out there, you will resonate with that same energy, and it will come back to you. And you really need to try this experiment, and you do it for Make a note of your lack phrases for a week and then start shifting them around. If you can, start shifting them around from like, you know, the first or second day. Just do it, or just do it now. Just think of different things that you say and start making phrases. Even if you have to read those new phrases out to yourself every day to get used to them and to make them a habit. You know, make them your own affirmations. And the great thing about this is if you're making them your own affirmations and you're changing those phrases around, you can make them however you want them to be. So you don't have to go from this feeling of lack to suddenly announcing that you're a multimillionaire like a lot of these affirmation tracks do. You can actually go from, you know, okay, I'm here feeling lack, but, you know, I am abundant. I am appreciating the things in my life. I'm lucky. You know, I'm getting good at managing my money. I'm getting good at budgeting. I am making progress. Just those sort of phrases that are just shifting you gradually and shifting that energy up and up and up is going to make you just feel so much better. Okay, even things like I am finding my way, I'm attracting the right support, all of those kind of phrases. So I think you've got the gist of that. You know, this is the first experiment, and if you're watching this video kind of in real time as it's published, I'm actually going to try this experiment myself. So those of you that I know who I know are watching this video, you can keep me accountable and I can help you as well. We can keep each other accountable. And when we hear those phrases, we can kind of remind each other to stop that. And, you know, comment below and let me know some of the new phrases you come up with. Don't write down the other phrases that are lack based. We don't need those in the comments. We want this to be a high energy place. But just write down, you know, just type in the comments some of the new phrases that you are going to adopt in your life. And I don't care if you come back here every day and use that as your way of doing affirmations and you just, you know, type them in the comments, anything like that. Okay, so enjoy the experiment, and I'm going to be back with the next one real soon, and I'd love to hear how you're getting on with it. So until the next video, you take very good care of yourself. Bye.